What did you want to do when you left Summerhill?
I wanted to own a Citroen 2CV and have a pair of red kickers and be trendy and popular. That's what I wanted.
He has half won his bet. His kickers may not be red, but he does drive a 2CV. After his exams, he was unemployed for a while, hit by the recession. But shortly afterwards, he found a job as a technician in the physics laboratory of a well-known school in Manchester. Do Summerhill children manage to adapt better to crisis situations?
I mean, if a crisis comes up at Summerhill, you don't have adults take over. You deal with it yourself. And, you know, again, it's a learning thing. The more you deal with things yourself, the more you're capable of dealing with them in the future. It's like riding a bike. So I think, you know, emotionally they are better equipped to deal with that sort of thing.
After Summerhill, Danny did a PhD in educational science. She now works in medical training at a London hospital. Her job is to improve communication between doctors and patients.
Summerhill has given me the ability to talk at any level to anybody. I'm not afraid. They are merely people, and I'm merely a person, and we're going to have a conversation. And I would say that gives me an edge, actually. Not the ideas I have, not what I want to say, but the fact that I'm unafraid to say it.
As well as his passion for music and comic strips, Albert publishes books on A.S. Neil. In association with other teachers, he has opened an archive devoted to alternative education worldwide.
I look upon it as a time when I had a training in relationships, in having friends, in investing in people, and in accepting people with all their difficulties as, on some level, family, as your responsibility.
But above all, Albert has met up again with Popsy after their separation on leaving Summerhill 25 years ago. In the interim, Popsy had bought a farm, wanting to live a simple life. Today, she is content to cultivate her garden.
I think this has always made me feel very, very strong in my inner life. I mean, I think I probably have felt at a disadvantage in terms of education and worldly things, going out, getting jobs. But it's never really mattered to me that much. You know, I've recognized it, you know, that I do feel handicapped. But I think to have a sort of an inner strength and a certainty about who you are is much more important.
Freya now has a degree in economics and is an industrial consultant giving advice in many countries in the Third World. He is also increasingly involved in the management of community-based projects in Britain.
I think it took me a lot of confidence. I think Summerhill gave me a lot of strength to trust in my own judgment and trust my own feelings.
At Summerhill, Keith wanted to be a doctor. He went to college, where he completed a 2-year course in just 1 year. He then went on to university. After qualifying as a doctor, he carried out research in chest medicine. With the help of a grant, he set up an institute for research into heart and lung diseases. Now retired, his hobbies are archaeology, fishing, and playing the clarinet, a pleasure he first discovered at Summerhill.
I think the difference in Summerhill is to understand and have lived by the principles of freedom and the tolerance that comes with that. I think really that's the extra special thing. And understanding how children need to be brought up, being happy while they're being brought up.
After leaving Summerhill, Frances worked as a pediatric nurse before emigrating to Mauritius with her husband, where she developed a family planning association and brought up her 6 children. Her passion for patchwork has stayed with her since Summerhill.
Qu'est-ce que ça vous a appris, l'école, cette école-là?
La tolérance. et la possibilité d'être moi-même. Malgré, en grandissant, j'ai dû ressentir, parce qu'il y a des pressions sociales, une fille doit être ceci, ne pas être cela, doit absolument, impérativement être jolie, etc. Et à l'époque, de ne pas trop être brillante, de ne pas trop chercher à faire une carrière. Mais malgré ça, je ne dépends pas de l'opinion des autres. Je peux être moi-même, s'ils désapprouvent, tant pis.
After attending art school, John started producing comics and children's books. Today his work is published in Britain and abroad, and he is one of the leading figures in the world of comics.
It's always been considered that people who went to Summerhill lived in this strange kind of detached paradise away from society, and how on earth would they fit into normal life when they left. It didn't worry me at all.
What did Summerhill bring you?
Well, I was happy. I was very happy for 5 years or whatever.
Interior decorator, antique dealer and designer, Léonard, the little Frenchman, enjoys recognition and appreciation in Britain. Back in his native Provence, he indulges his love of painting.
Quand je suis allé à Summerhill, j'étais hésitant, je n'avais pas confiance en moi et j'en suis sorti d'une pièce. Oui, d'une pièce.
En résumé, c'est ce que Summerhill t'a appris.
Mais on ne peut pas dire que j'ai appris quelque chose dans ce sens-là. C'est un changement qui s'est passé profond. C'est pas appris, c'est vécu.
Now, I remember the station here once. The little boy called Philip. Do you remember Philip? He was screaming because he didn't want to go back home. He was terrified of going home to his mum and dad. That was at the station.
Really?
Yeah. He was screaming and saying, "No, I don't want to go. I want to stay at Summerhill."
There it is, look.
Oh, yes, there is the place.
This is nice.
Now, I can't remember these letters being so wide.
There we are.
Right, so this is the... I wonder if in 100 years, John, the kids will still be on their bikes. Because 50 years ago, they were on their bikes.
No, it wasn't 50, was it? Yeah.
This is 50 years ago. 51?
God.
97, it's 48 years ago.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, I think we can get out now.